All right, let's dive into something truly fascinating and honestly a little bizarre. Today, we are deconstructing an incredible piece of source material, what seems like a completely nonsensical conversation recorded on the streets of Welshpool. It's a journey into the weird and wonderful world of a private language.
So right off the bat, we get hit with lines like this, and it immediately makes you ask, what is even going on here? This isn't your normal everyday chat. It's illogical, it's really strange, and you know what? It's absolutely compelling.
Okay, so to get our heads around this, we're going to break it down thematically. We'll start with a welcome to Welshpool and check out their very unconventional menu. Then we'll explore all the spooks, ghosts, and darkness, some pretty surprising celebrity sightings, and what they call the art of the joke. And finally, we'll try to find a little meaning in all the chaos. Let's get into it.
So here's how we're going to look at this. Think of it less like data and more like found art. It's a raw, completely unfiltered peek at how people talk when they think nobody is listening or, analyzing it. This is creativity in its most pure, natural form.
Okay, so the first thing that really jumps out of all this chaos is a running discussion about some really, really strange food and drink combos. It's almost like they've created their own personal and very weird restaurant menu that only they understand.
And you see, these aren't just throwaway lines. They're part of this surreal menu that the speakers keep coming back to. We hear about vindaloo, pot noodles with kitchen towel, and then there's the mysterious electric Pepsi, which seems to be a big one for them.
And this just sums it all up perfectly, right? This one question completely captures the playful, absurd little food world they've built together. It's not about how it tastes. It's all about the shared joke.
All right, so if the food wasn't weird enough for you, the conversation then takes this turn into a really eerie, kind of supernatural vibe. What seems like a simple walk around town pretty quickly becomes something much, much stranger. So you see this number 12. What's that all about? Well, believe it or not, that's how many times the phrase "park in the dark" pops up. It becomes this sort of mantra for their whole journey, a recurring theme that just adds to the strange, nocturnal feel of their adventure.
And their walk, wow, it is just filled with this stuff, a whole catalog of curiosities. They run into ghosts, monsters, and just bizarre things like, and you can't make this up, a fart that is literally frozen in time. They're not just taking a stroll through Welshpool, they're walking through a ghost story that they're making up as they go.
And just when you think it can't get any weirder, right in the middle of all the ghouls and ghosts, they start spotting celebrities, and their observations about them are, they're pretty unique. It just adds another whole layer of surrealism. And this table just shows you their style perfectly. They mix the totally mundane with the incredibly famous, pulling these huge stars into their own weird reality. It's a kind of observational humor, but it's all filtered through their completely unique way of seeing the world. So this leads us to how they actually tell jokes. And it's not what you'd expect. There's no traditional setup and punchline. Instead, they tell these nonsensical, almost anti-joke riddles that probably only make sense to them.
You see, a joke like this, it's not supposed to make logical sense. It's all about its own weird internal rhythm, the simple fun of playing with words, and that shared understanding between the two of them. It's a huge part of the private language they've built.
Okay, so after all that, weird food, ghosts, celebrity sightings, bizarre jokes, what's the point? Is this just total nonsense, or is there maybe something a little more profound going on here?
Well, what if we look at this not as chaos, but as a really advanced private language? It's this thing you could call conversational poetics. And honestly, it's something we all do. We build these little linguistic worlds with people we're close to as a way to play, to strengthen bonds, and just to create a sense of us. So here's the real takeaway, the big idea. What we're actually hearing is the sound of a genuine, unfiltered human connection, a private world being built in real time. It's such a powerful reminder that communication isn't always about being perfectly clear. Sometimes it's about the joyful, the absurd, and the deeply human act of creating something that belongs only to you.
And, that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Maybe we all have our own version of electric Pepsi or parking in the dark in our most important conversations. So what are the weird, wonderful building blocks of your own private languages?